Welcome to Access Granted Systems. This is part 2 in our demonstration video series. In this video, we'll be concentrating on the application portal. And what the application portal is an easy way for patrons to become a new member or update their information or pay their membership fees. First, I will show you how administrators approve applications. And then second, I will show you a custom pull application. Okay, so let's get into it. And this is from the administrator point of view. So the administrator will log on to the application portal and take a look at the applications that I have submitted. So the first thing I'm going to show you is actually how to process a new membership. And we're going to take this submitted pull application and click the green icon to start the process. And our whole goal is to update the membership software. And so we're going to sync this application with the membership software. So actually, I'm going to go back a screen. And before we even start the sync process, we can take a look at the application itself. And this application, there was a payment collected, and so it's just $3. But if you're collecting membership fees, you know they've paid for their membership right here. So let's go ahead and sync it with our membership software. And we're going to go ahead and create a new membership for this family. And then the application has 3 people. And so if I'm approving all 3 people, I simply add them to the household. And then for whatever reason, if I did not want to approve somebody, I could just simply leave them here. But in this case, I do want to approve all 3, so I'm going to move them over. I'm going to continue, and this just verifies the household. So we're at 2010 Sample Street. And I'm going to hit the continue button, and we're going to create a new membership for 2010 Sample Street. Some of our clients, they use a bond number or an account number rather than the street address, so you can always change that if you wish. The last step is to create and approve, and the patrons do get notifications along the way of their status of their application, and this final notification is actually the approval notification. It's their congratulations, they are becoming a member. And so you don't have to send these notifications, so you can suppress it or send them a message. And you can customize your message with a little welcome if you wish. All right, if I hit the OK button, that will actually finish the process here and sync it with your database. But I am going to cancel because I do want to show you some more things here. And so I'm going to close out of this application. All right, so this application, I'm going to process this application again, but this time it's if you are using an existing membership list, or maybe you uploaded an address list into the community, or maybe this is a preview of the second year as being a client here. So this is what happens in the second year is we're going to go ahead and process this pull application, and our goal is to update the member's information. And so we're going to update it with our membership software. And this is 2010 Sample Street. And so what the software does, it identifies that this is actually a returning member rather than a new one, and it's going to suggest which membership it is. So we are at 2010 Sample Street, and so it looks at the address and the membership ID and identifies that it's this 2010 Sample Street. So rather than creating a new membership, I want to update an existing one. And so this is a screen for updating one, and the software is going to match the applicants. And if everything looks great, we're going to continue. So if there are new members, so let's say Sally here, maybe this wasn't Sally, it was somebody else, a new person, maybe they had a child, or maybe this Sally was an older child that moved away or went to college, and they're not in the application this year. Okay, so to add a new person, you can simply add a new membership, and then with the old person, you can either delete them or you can keep them. It's totally up to you. So in this case, I'm actually going to delete them. So I'm updating 2 members, deleting 1, and then adding a 4th. Next, I'm going to continue, and this is verifying the household information. So for example, the street address is going to stay the same. And the way it is organized is the left side is what's in the existing membership. The middle is what was on the pull application. And the right side is your final answer. This green is what you want to update your database with. So let's take a close look at the email here. So what's in the database is actually an old email address. the applicant wrote down a new email address on the application, so the software is going to put the new email address into the system. So for whatever reason, if you didn't want to use the new email address and you wanted to use the old one, you simply unclick it, and now it's going to use the old email address rather than the new one. But usually you don't want to do that. Usually you do want to use the new information. Okay, so I'm going to continue on past here, and this is a verification that we are updating 2 members, we are adding a 3rd member, and we are deleting the 4th. Okay, and this application actually does have pass printing enabled, so we're going to be printing and mailing 3 passes to this household. Okay, this is your familiar final button here where we're going to send our congratulations email. Alright, so I'm going to cancel out of this, and then I'm going to close this application down, and I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning here to where our applications were submitted. So there are lots of tools to help administrators and board members organize their applications. And so one of the tools is if the application needs to be put on hold for whatever reason, you can put them on hold. If you need to outright decline an application, you can decline it. These green ones, these ones have already been processed. And there's ways you can filter these out. So let's say you want to troubleshoot some or just look at your held applications. You can click here and it's your declined and held. If you just want to process your newly submitted applications, you can click the blue one, and those are your newly submitted applications that have not been processed yet. All right, but I'll click on all for now. And there's also an advanced search as well. And so this is how you would just look at the hold. But you can search by date or a time range. If you're managing multiple communities, you can select your community that you want to process. And then you can also search the patron data. And so if Jesse gives you a call or opens a support ticket, you can search for Jesse's information and her application will be displayed. Okay, I'm going to minimize the advanced search. The next thing I want to show you is a journal. And what this is it logs everything that's done to the pool application. And so first off, the application was submitted, so it's going to record that that's been submitted. And in this application, we actually declined it first. And so it went into the decline state. And then we sent a note to the patron, and so that patron note is displayed here for record keeping purposes. But we did actually decide to process it after it was declined, so it moved to the process state, and we did approve the application. And then we also wrote some additional notes about this pool application. Okay, so that's the journal. So I'm going to minimize that. And then over here on the right hand side, this is actually the button we press to start the processing part, but you can just simply view the application instead. And this gear icon gives you a couple more options. If you would like to write an internal note about the comment, you can do that. And then you could also flag it to the community. And so what that does is it flags it to the administrator. And the common thing is if you're an HOA and you're a property manager and you hire assistants or interns to process your pool applications, you know they're going to do a great job processing for you, but they might have a question on a particular application that needs your attention. You can go ahead and flag it to the community. You could also flag it to Access Granted Systems, and this is used by our full service clients or our pass printing clients. It's an easy way to alert Access Granted Systems to help resolve an issue or help out with that application. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's what the application portal is. And now I'm going to switch gears here. This is all from the administrator's point of view. Now I'm going to switch over to the patron's point of view. And I'm going to open up a new tab here. And over at swimmingpoolpasses.net, we do create websites for our clients. And these are for HOAs that don't have their own website, but their patrons need to have a place to go to apply online. And we also sell guest passes. We can post FAQs and how to ask for help. So these websites are very useful. Some of our bigger city pools or swim clubs, you have your own website. And so you can either link to this website or you can put direct links to where you want the patron to go. So for example, you'll set a direct link to the online application directly on your website. Okay, but for this demo, we're going to be concentrating on the online application. So I'm going to click that, and this is a sample pool application. All right, so we customize these for all our clients, so everyone looks a little different, and we can put your custom text on the application to inform your patrons of your policies or your fees, or answer some questions. And so we customize the text. The patron can select the membership type, and so what's common for HOAs, if they're a resident, they'll select that, but a non-resident, maybe there's a fee that goes along with a non-resident. The residents are free. And then for our swim club clients, there's different membership types for that swim club, like a family membership or a single membership. And swim clubs can get quite complicated with the fees, and so our logic and our pool application can handle very complicated membership fees. Okay. And then the next part of the application is the household. And so we'll collect the basic information of their address and their emergency contact information, that type of thing. The next section is our patron section, where they'll let us know how many patrons are, or how many households are, how many patrons are in their household. And so if there's 3 people, we'll collect the information for 3 people. So this is my demo application. So usually the information is not filled out yet, but this is where Jessie would upload her picture. And so she can upload a file. If she was using her cell phone, she could actually flip the cell phone around and take a selfie, but that's where we collect the picture. Okay. One common thing is, do you have to upload a picture? So most of our clients do request a picture, but if you're a client that does not want to collect pictures, you simply don't have to. The next part of the application is where we do some more customization. And so what's common in HOAs is the property management company, they need to know who the owners are versus the renters. And if they are a renter, the HOA needs to collect some additional information, like a copy of the lease or the homeowner information. But if they are the homeowner, then obviously they don't need to collect that information. The next section is the waiver section. This is an optional feature for our applications. And so if you do have a waiver, you can add it here. The next section is our terms and conditions section. And so you can add as many of these checkboxes as you need to. A common one is, I've read and understand the pool rules. And so they have to check off that they have done that. And this will link you back to your pool rules. Okay. In this example, we are collecting a payment. And so the patron will continue to the payment to complete their application. All right, so this demo here, I'm actually going to scroll all the way back up to the top. Our resident is actually not a payment here. So I'm going to take off the payment. So some of our HOAs, they simply just submit the pool application. It does not cost the patron any dollars. Okay, so that's the basic pool application. For this demonstration, I'm going to show you some other customization that we can do. Okay, and so if you like to charge for pool passes or charge patron fees, you can go ahead and do that. So for example, if you charge $5 a pass, you could actually charge that. And we had 3 people on this application, so it calculated what the fee was. And so we'll scroll up here, and we'll just move this back down to 2 people. So it's just going to charge $10 rather than the $15. Okay. And then we could also charge a processing fee. And so some of our clients use that as a convenience fee, or kind of a matches any credit card processing or pass fees. And so it'll tack that on to the end, but obviously you don't need to do that. So I'm going to get rid of the pass fee here. Okay, so we're back down to no fees here. Clients, you could also turn off the payment. So let me turn the payment back on. So we're going to bump that up to $10. So you could actually turn off payment collection. What that means is it's going to calculate what the fees are, but the application is actually not going to collect it. And so with the payment off, they just simply submit it, and you can collect the payment outside of our system. And so this is common if you want the patrons to write you a check or pay the first time they wander into the pool area. you always have that option. So